I smell a bull market coming, welcoming you back to crypto's juiciest news. It has only been about 4.5 years. Where's my bull market? Where's my bull market? Bitcoin, 108,000 American dollars, squeezing the bears. We are prepared though, in case, friends, just in case. You know how these things are. Sometimes they come, they pop the high a bit, get you a bit excited, self-chub, half-chub. And then, you know, we do a bit of the jittery stuff down to reset sentiment once again, okay? So the Bitcoin price has done a nice push up. This is actually wonderful to see. It's 108. But, like, just in case, man, just in case it's this. All I'm saying is just in case. It's like, you know what? Let's go reset sentiment once again, all right? Just in case we have that. If we don't get that, what's the upside part? The upside part is we go up, yay, which you don't have to worry about anyway. So just don't lose the plot. Our sentiment's pretty much up. We're near rock bottom, you know, and it's been a very, very, very long time. Everyone's just basically upset with everything. And, you know, I feel it, friend. I'm upset too, but, like, you know why to be upset. You're just upset at the world, okay? Because it's a macro business cycle. It's got nothing to do with individual coins and founders and things out here, which I'm going to show you. And you're from PulseChain community, any other community out there. I mean, like, look at ChainLink, man. ChainLink, friends, literally got given a free pass from the SEC. BlackRock have chosen them. Swift, literally International Bug Eater Squared have chosen them. The IMF, friends, pretty much that's who they employ, okay? They are going to use ChainLink to control CBDC the whole world, all right? They have been chosen. How's their price doing? Dog shit. Absolutely poop still. By the way, the link ETH ratio, which is horrendous itself, is down 89% since August 2020. Okay, so it's literally been 5 years, all right? Link BTC is down 93%. Link BTC needs to do a 13x from here just to get back to that higher price. And it got given every advantage. That's why if you're in PulseChain community, I want you to know we got given every disadvantage by the news. ChainLink got given every advantage. It didn't change anything, okay? But it's nice, like if you want some coping mechanism, it helps maybe mentally, but I'm not like that. I've shown you the truth, right? The truth is the news is fugazi. It doesn't matter. What's more important than news is the price action. And I'm going to warn you right now. I know, friends, I know some of you are in some leverage trades. I know you are. I know. Okay. It ain't no secret, friends. I know you got a little leverage account somewhere. I'm just telling you, get out of your short now. You don't want to be short in Ethereum now. I'm telling you. All right. I don't care. You're short. You don't want to take your 10 grand loss, your 5 grand loss. I know what you're going to do. You're going to DCA at $3,000. $3,000 probably is going to hold the first time you think you're all out. Everyone's going to want this price because they've DCA'd here. Now they're going to DCA mega big at 3,000. They're like, don't worry, it'll come back to 2,600. All right. I've been in that too many times to tell. Okay. Literally too many times. I know what that's like. Don't do it. Don't think of doing it. The whole industry is short. Okay. I am the only person who is brave enough to peg his own nipples on the internet and confidently tell you everyone in the crypto industry is short Ethereum. Everyone. Literally everyone. All right? Every major KOL, you name them, they're bearish ETH. They're short ETH. They're fading Ethereum. Everyone. And you know how you know they're about to get cucked? This is how you know. All right? Ethereum is doing a bullish flag on a weekly whilst the others BTC is cucking us into oblivion. I mean, this thing is literally giving you a circumcision on your nuts. That's right. That's painful. Yeah, I mean, that's really painful, right? That's what we feel, right? Literally, imagine getting circumcised twice and they missed. Snip, 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 snip. Your scrotum, gone. See that pain? That's the pain we feel. All right, well, they're all short Ethereum. They're long soy. They go, oh, there's going to be a Solana ETF. There's going to be an ETF. You're going to learn the hard way, bro. You're all going to learn the hard way. But like I said, man, someone's going to have to come buy the top. Someone's going to have to come and buy the top. Now, good thing is Bitcoin, right, is a green monthly candle number 3. Beautiful. I want to remind you, even though it seems unlikely, but look, you know, this year, friends, we've had 2 red candles, all right? In 2017, 2 red monthly candles. In 2017, we only had 3. So, I mean, like, wouldn't it be wild if literally this year is You have 1, 2, 3. Imagine we run all the way up. September's red. And then we get October, November, December again. By the way, that would be repeating exactly like 2017. The red candle in 2017, there was one in March, there was one in September. Yeah? But you know what's funny? We had a blood moon in March. There's another blood moon in September. It's gonna be crazy. And by the way, Donald Trump was president back then. So it'll be spooky if it all repeats the same way, right? Be wild. Also, what's interesting, you know, in 2017, it was Tron's year and XRP's year in 2017, which is, they're doing it now again. Cardanzo, though, Cardanzo is third cycle curse, right? So, but here's the thing. Cardanzo had a good second cycle. Tron didn't. So now they've like switched. Now it's probably going to be Cardanzo is going to be the cursed one out of XRP, Tron, and Cardanzo. And then Tron, as you get to see, friends, what's happening with Justin? Justin's going to go public. We're going to speak more about that. There's going to be more stablecoin super cycle. Did I hear JP Morgan is going to release $1? Yes. I got some cracking news here for you coming today. Let's actually crank it a bit. Now, when I show you this, friends, just like I said, please, just be careful. Don't let yourself get cheated here in case we do that, okay? There's Iran, there's missiles. There's an Ian Carroll video. I've loaded it on my tabs, okay? He literally said, this Iran-Israel war is fake and gay. That's the title. And he doesn't do clickbait stuff out here, which is just going to be interesting. I got a feeling when I watch it, he's going to show some stuff. He goes, it's really weird, man. They both knew it. There's just some pre-planning with these things. Man, it's crazy. And you know what's even more crazy, friends? I know the UFO videos aren't for everyone, but man, they help you navigate this stuff. There's so much control. I mean, literally, the whole fabric of society is pretty much created just like a matrix. And we know what happens to people. Like, if the government doesn't want something around, literally people disappear. You literally disappear, okay? Government's buying Bitcoin, man. They can control all of us, which means we are going to pump. And what does that really mean? It means the government has a path that they can control the world with. CBDCs, okay, they're pretty much in. BlackRock's in. They feel comfortable to control everyone. Now let's check out the global liquidity macro cycle. This is still correlating. Very nice, isn't it? We've had this nice little push up. This is the end of June. Hopefully we continue up higher. Doesn't mean it has to follow to the T, but like, you know, honestly, friends, we might have to thank James Wynn. James Wynn, I mean, his liquidation point was like so close. The market didn't even need to go far to ping him out. Imagine his liquidation was like 98,000. You know, it might have actually gone like, you know what? Nah, we got to go down there. It's just interesting sometimes how these work. They just got to consume souls. Bitcoin dominance is still cucking everybody out here, but we're waiting for Ethereum to pretty much slice up. When Ethereum's good to go, they're all ready good to go. So a lot of Bitcoin dominance, you see a lot of altcoins are strong, weak, right? Ethereum is actually starting to gain strength, but it's loading up the price action section. This is others. Remember, this is others USD. It's been a horrible start to this. Every single year before has been green, green, green in the post-Bitcoin halving year. Here is where we are now. It is still possible that we finish off like that. It is still possible that happens, that we have one big giant alt season, you know. The odds of that and everything, it's never happened before. It's usually been 2. But you never know. There might be like a residual one next year, March or April or something. So we'll see. Checking out PulseChain, core coins. Nothing else really to report. Nothing's moving around. Pretty much nothing in cryptos moving. There's a few things, you know, SPX back to the all-time high and everything out here. But like they're cherry-picked ones, you know what I mean? So you're looking for value. If you just... Friends, these are the thing, man. If you're going to go buy highs and stuff, like, you may as well just start scalping them on leverage and stuff, because you're just going to, like, why would you go just buy high on momentum? If you, like, you're foregoing so many things that are so cheap. And you got to remember, when things are, this is the dangerous part, when something is like, let's say Hex, right? Let's say you value Hex at 50 cents. Okay. When it's 1 cent, it's not even 1 cent yet. When it's half a cent, you know how easy it is just to go to like 2 cents? Yeah, that's a 4x. That means if you sold your Hex, for example, to go buy something else, man, you can only buy back 25% of your position, right? Assuming you scratch the other thing. What if when Hex starts moving, everything's down, okay? So, but, you know, not financial advice. You can do what you want. I'm just spinning my helicopter hat on the internet. Nothing else really we can do about that, all right? So, Bitcoin, 108,000. Ethereum starting to crank up. Got a while to go. Now, Man, I want to start, okay, we got some cracking news here for you, but I want to give a bit of a special shout out to this gentle sir, Mr. BornFree. Mr. BornFree appeared on my YouTube again. So, I don't know if some of you friends are from the fighting game community, FGC. Here's Mr. BornFree. So, Mr. BornFree, friends, I just want to share with you something because in crypto, it feels like we got a really, like, you know, like the short end of the stick and it's been really tough and stuff. But I want to show you something. Mr. BornFree, friends, he used to do, what he would do is he was traveling around the world. He went all in on the FGC fighting game community. Primarily Street Fighter, right? One of the most popular, obviously, fighting games in there. I used to play a bit of it. I was getting good at it. And obviously, I got to see the skill level of how many hours a day I needed to practice just to catch up to everyone. And I was like, nah, you know what? I'll go back to trade. I stick to trading and markets. I was doing it at the same time, okay? So I went to some tournaments and stuff out here. I was improving every week and stuff. This is years ago, friends. I used to play fighting games as a kid. Now, here's the thing, man. So, Mr. BornFree, he went all in on the FGC community. Now, when Street Fighter, I just want to show you this, right? It's parallel to crypto. When Street Fighter 4 came out, it was really popular. Then Street Fighter 5 came out. They made it more cartoony. I'll show you a bit of it. So, it was actually really good. So, I actually was playing Nash. This is Nash. I was playing Nash. It was like, I just got used to him. Now, what got freaking annoying, what these fighting game communities do, friends, is they change the character season by season. So, because Nash, his character was so good in freaking the first season, they just nerfed the shit out of him in the next one. I'm like, bro, what happened to all my hours? I got to learn someone new, and I just couldn't be bothered learning someone new. And there's so, you understand, friends, you literally have, there's moves and abilities here. You need to react. You have 0.1 seconds to react, or you get hit. And people keep exploiting it. It's like literally like a fighting chess. It's like chess game. And the amount of hours I was watching people in this community, because fighting games are pretty tough. Okay, they're cool to get in, but then to raise your skill level up, there's so many things. I can't. The ability that people have, I'm like, bro, if you just came to crypto, you know, if you just learn, got used to like trading or markets or stuff, like you'd actually make money. But these people actually don't care. They're just here for playing a game, playing fun. Now, Mr. BornFree, remember I said he went all in on it? So, Street Fighter 5 comes out. He was going all around the world. And he was interviewing people, went to the tournaments. And everyone thought, so Street Fighter 5 came out. Everyone thought the next Street Fighter is going to be huge. Because it looked really cool. Street Fighter 6, right? So, look at Street Fighter 6. Everyone thinks, oh, wow, it looks really awesome. It's going to be amazing. They made it like, this is just crazy, right? Like, it upgraded, right? The graphics upgraded. Even though I like Street Fighter 5 more cartoony, better. It upgraded. They made it like hip hop. They introduced like this world thing. So they upgraded. It has like these splat effects. But for some reason, the numbers just weren't there. Like fighting games just never took off. Okay, it really boosted with Street Fighter 5, and the next one was just total dud. But on paper, everything's better. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, bro, this is literally the crypto. Okay, like on paper, we made everything better. You know, dexes, things are smoother, multiple chains, there's meme coins, super cycle, things are happening. And for some reason, we're scratching our heads and we're like, why haven't we taken off? You know, this is just cycles and everything out here, how people are positioned for stuff, right? Because actually what ended up happening was from Street Fighter 4, you needed a high skill level. Then Street Fighter 5, they made it a bit more mainstream newbie, a bit more better. See, in crypto, we haven't made crypto yet that mainstream newbie level as much as we did in the past cycle when it's super difficult. So we need something to pretty much like lower the skill gap to get in and start trading. But Mr. BornFree, I'm showing you, what ended up happening, friends, is he's got a video here, right? Look at this. Self-sabotage, how I went from 200,000 pounds to 5 pounds. So he is undergoing right now depression. He actually he feels like he's in a midlife crisis. He's lost all his money. He went all in. He was interviewing people around the world. And that's why I want to give him a special shout out. I was watching his interviews. And he's like, you know, there's all this esoteric knowledge about the game and getting better and everything out here. And there's a community. But it just didn't take off. It just didn't take off. And I thought, man, that's actually a message to him. And he should reply. Mr. BornFree, everyone's out here showing love and support. I want to tell you, Mr. BornFree, do I have an industry for you? I mean, you're used to fighting games. Come straight into crypto. You're getting a job, okay? Just start DCA buying in. It'll literally change your life, okay? It'll literally change your life because this ain't going anywhere but up, man. The growth rates are huge. Crypto's still double-digit growth rate. Literally crushing stocks, crushing gold, crushing literally everything. Everything's going digital, right? I mean, I won't even be surprised if there's NFTs and stuff of the fighting game community and things out here that you can keep as trophies and everything. So I want to share that story here for you. I've actually linked in this video so you can watch. So we love it. We love and appreciate you, Mr. BornFree. I know you're going through a tough time, and man, we're going through like 4.5-year bear market, you know? So I know with what little pennies you can get. I told him at the start because it's too hard, right? They know, you know what Bitcoin and Ethereum is? Just start, man. Literally just start, then you'll start absorbing over time. And like use this as a period of your life where like, you know, if you're still in the fighting game community, this is the thing, friends. Remember I tell you all the time, right? In coins, it's literally just better. They just go to zero straight away, okay? It's better because you learn straight away, okay? The worst is the slow bleed forever. You know, the worst is the very, very slow bleed because it's like it gives you hope, gives you hope, gives you hope, and then you waste all that time and energy out here. Now, you don't know, right? Are we in a slow bleed right now? No, okay? Because of fundamentals, the fundamental driving factors. People are coming in. There's still conferences. RH Hexmax is going to do a PulseX conference, literally online PulseX conference, and the PulseChain conference we've just had. Do you know what I mean? So the community is still here and it's vibrant, okay? But we're just waiting for the business cycle to kick everything up and basically, you know, open the gates for everyone to come in and reprice things later. So, you know, we have some perspective now. We've been doing it tough, but look at man, his BornFree friends. He literally like, he went all in on a community in a game that was niche and it didn't work out, you know? So, you know, there are people who got in Bitcoin early. Imagine, like there were people, for example, like Richard Hart, other people, they had like $5 million worth of Bitcoin years ago and they held it. Imagine Bitcoin went to zero, man. Imagine we had to make another one. Imagine Bitcoin was just blocked with code and we had to upgrade it. Imagine Ethereum flipped Bitcoin and Bitcoin just died. How scary would that have been? But it didn't happen like that, you know? So the 5 million became 500 million and then like, you know, there's billionaires now from it. So, you know, life is precious and these things can swing one way or the other, you know? But I still have faith. Why? Because that's why, friends, that's why I do this. You don't talk about esoteric knowledge. Well, that's why I research stuff like the business cycle, right? That's why when I check this out, friends, what it basically means is, I summarize this here for you. I tell you, are we just shit or is something else going on here? The answer is something else is going on here. Now, you know, friends, anybody in real life knows me. I'm way too hard on myself. Way too critical, way too hard. Got to be a perfectionist. I mean, it was so funny when I even, I did the interview with Corey Spaghetti Meatballs and he noticed when like 10 seconds in like the green room or anything before he did the interview, he's like, Sommi, you're a perfectionist, man. Like I was trying to just fix too many things just so it's nice and amazing for you. And I was like, damn, you're so right. And I've never thought that about myself, right? Because there's a lot of things where I'm like, nah, zero attention and effort. I've got to focus on something like this. So during these times, friends, as I'm going to give you these cracker, juicy news and everything, I think that's most important just to look back. You know what I mean? Like, think of Mr. BornFree, he was investing in an industry. There's no return, bro. Like, you know, what would you do with 200,000 pounds in crypto right now? You're like, oh, sweet. I'm going to make a 20x on this. You know, they're not thinking like that. They're doing in something that they love and they're passionate. It's just that in crypto, if you're listening, Mr. BornFree, okay, crypto, because it's all mathematics, okay, it's just, they're digital cities. That's it. They are digital cities. And they have digital GDPs, which the world still hasn't figured out how to price them yet. Yeah, and there's communities online that live. You know, that's why Mr. BornFree, he'll get crypto straight away. Because, you know, in gaming, there's the MMO, RPG, there's a World of Warcraft community. There's people who play fighting games. There's people who play, you know, FIFA, sports games. You know, there's racing games. There's different fighting games. There's Street Fighter. There's Tekken. You know what I mean? Like, he'll get it automatically. It's just that everyone has a token that's scarce attached to each community on the internet now. And they wear, like, the football jersey colors, you know? But it's a different game. You know, you're not playing an actual game out here. Like, the game is, we're in the metaverse. You're trying to recruit everybody to your team. So you just get bigger value. So we're trying to price in the future because we all believe, we're in crypto. We believe one day in the future, you've got a wallet, you've got a debit card links to your wallet. You know what I mean? Like crypto just builds more applications for your city. But we don't know what all those ideas are. That's why we're all trying to experiment. You got your Uniswap, you got your DEXs. You know what I mean? That you have all these things. You know, we do these cute NFTs, little memorabilia, but more things are going to grow. You make your own chain. So that's where the future is going. And that's why we are still early at that point. And we hope it keeps getting better. Now, check what's going on here, friends. JP Morgan has filed for a JP Morgan dollar, thereby confirming Sommi's stablecoin super cycle thesis once again. So friends, whenever I hear the word stablecoin from any institution, I think pDAI. That's it. That's what I think. Look, you're free to buy Link or buy XRP. You can buy Athena, ENA. You can buy Maker, MKR. You can buy Circle stock if you want. I wouldn't touch it personally. It's 25 billion market cap. It's CRCL now, 25 billion. It's been mooning. Yeah, maybe it goes to 75 billion or whatever they price it in. You can get into that Plasma ICO thing, which is already booked out because Bitfinex, Tether have backed it. I don't like them though because expensive. Everyone knows about them, and capital allocation. I like this as the best bet. I like this because even if I was worried, if pDAI got to 1 cent, it's already, bro, 4x from here. I mean, like from the gravestone emoji, right? 1 cent would be 30 something x. If we got to, I mean, think about this. If this thing got to 10 cents, it would be a 40x return. That's not even $1. You know what I mean? So like even I was worried. That's why the benefit of getting something in early, it pays itself off. You have the luxury of covering yourself in the future. Whereas everyone who will be buying at 10 cents, and there will be people buying at 10 cents because there will be so much information for them. In their mind, they will be guaranteed it's going to $1 because they still think people are only going to buy pDAI at 10 cents because in their mind, they're like, oh, it's definitely going to $1. It's a free 10x. That's why just be careful. There might be another FUD event. All right. Not here. Everyone's winched out. Okay. There's nothing here. You got to get everyone in. There might be another FUD event. Yeah. Right. And you could just dream about what that FUD event could be. You know, it's kind of funny, fans. It's similar. If you're good at games, then, you know, you watch anybody who's played professional game of anything, or you just watch the professionals, okay? They're thinking like chess pieces. Yep. Every single game. They're trying to predict the person's next 5 moves. Every single one. First person shooters, fighting games. You know, that's it. That's why in markets as well, we do the same thing. We're like, okay, I imagine myself in the future. The price is high. All the weak hands have now bought. How do they get shaken out? You know, they get shaken out with a biblical jump. You know, maybe Richard Hart comes out and says, I like this stablecoin. He just talks about literally another stablecoin. He just like spooks him out and psychs him out. So as long as we're prepared, it increases the probability that you can hold through the pain, you survive. Checking out some other news as well, friends. WankerGuru, a trash crypto news catered to cuckolds, they've added more ways to ban PulseChain from their comment section. So they banned the word Pulse space chain, they ban PLS chain, and they ban other variations of it. Okay, so WankerGuru and their trash comment section filled with cuckolds, filled with retailer cuckolds. I mean, friends, are so stupid. They literally have, like, they are mentally deranged, these people. They're not even, can't even call them people. They're literally just cockroaches. They upvote and they like Tether stuff, which is literally CBDC, Trojan horse, toxic trash on crypto. Like, you know, we only have an industry thanks to Satoshi who made Bitcoin. And do you know the only reason why Satoshi made Bitcoin is because your bank account has a blacklist function? Did you know that? The fact that it has a blacklist function, you can't protest or do anything with it as well. The government controls it. Do you know that? Well, it's funny. They're like, oh, cool. I know what's cool. Blacklist functions in crypto. It's so sad, man. It's so sad. So they will upvote stuff like that, but anything pro-decentralization or the comment section, because they're just deranged losers, will downvote them and put a clown emoji. But, you know, I still like that because if it was the opposite, I'll be thinking, damn, man, we're not as early as we are. You know, people are starting to see the truth, but these people aren't. WankerGuru are known scum, promoting Tether and other CBDC trash, as well as writing hit pieces on the PulseChain community, as well as Richard Hart. But like I say, friends, you know, I love seeing newbies out there. It is what it is. Okay, yeah, I feel sorry for them, but then again, I don't. I'm like, well, there's my thank you, but you literally, friends, I literally see a walking dollar sign out there. You know, literally. If you're playing a first-person shooter game, there are some key things that like a professional team knows that the other team will do that makes them total noobs. You know, it's almost like in chess, friends. Like, there's a move. I don't play chess. I don't know how to play chess. Okay, but if I did, I guarantee within like the first move I do, a professional will be like, this guy's finished. You know, I'm having him for lunch straight away. Be like you're playing football and you pick the ball up with your foot, you know? In other news as well, Tron, friends, founded by Justin Sun, this is big news, has filed to go public on the US stock market. Big news. So they're also going to make Eric Trump, which is Donald Trump's son, they're going to make him a big leader or CEO type of role. So I want to tell you this. So this is the official news. Justin Sun's Tron's going to go public in a US reverse merger with the NASDAQ listed SRM Entertainment. And the SEC has paused their fraud probe. So I've let you know is how did Justin do it? Okay, so this is my information here for you. So the deal, friends, backed by Trump-linked investment bank, will form a Tron Inc. And Eric Trump is going to be expected to take role. So how did he do this? How did His Excellency Justin Sun do this? Well, these are the things I've been tracking that I tell you. So number one, it was smart business decisions. Okay, so what he did was he bought $40 million into World Liberty Finance. So you know World Liberty Finance, you get a useless governance token. Okay, it's Trump's DeFi thing. Justin put $40 million into the ICO. That's number one. He put in a big amount. Right? Number two, he became a top holder of the Trump meme coin. And he got invited to go to the dinner. He went to the dinner. All right? So he buys in, pays up, and he goes and does that. Also, that's why, friends, I think, once again, pure speculation, I got a feeling because of what we've heard, as in like the Trumps have heard about pDAI and stuff, right? I got a feeling that one of the wallets is for the Trumps, a pDAI wallet, as in to be gifted. Okay, I just got a feeling. I don't know. I know Richard's smart, man. He's smart because he thinks like, oh, if this is world domination, then whoever's with the presidency, I probably want to give them and their family access. It's probably, because you and I, we see Justin and people judge him. Richard, right? Richard is looking at that. He's like, oh, I'll do that. Oh, so I'll find the way to give them money, right? I'll give them like, you know, a piece of the pie somewhere. You know, you and I don't think like that because you don't have 40 million to, to blow. You know what I mean? You got more like $40. So making connections to the Trump family, right? Essentially buying into the friendship circle, paying big dividends. In other news as well, friends, Michael Saylor has bought 10,000 more Bitcoin, all right, at his price around the 104K. Now, you notice that Bitcoin then popped to 109. So I've noticed his last few buys, he's going more and more on side. Okay, when he's doing that. That's showing you he's like gobbling up a lot of supply and we're actually building up momentum. This is the Bitcoin price chart. Friends, if anybody knows how to get the MicroStrategy information up the top left, please let me know. I don't know exactly how to do it. There's a way up here to basically, because I want to see the NAV premium. Because right now, MicroStrategy is trading at a premium of basically 71% on top of the Bitcoin price. It used to be 200%. Now it's back to 70%. So one of my key final euphoria signals, not really end, but the showing you we're in the final few months of the bull market, is if that goes to zero. So we run out of buyers and MicroStrategy is no longer at a 70% premium. It now matches the Bitcoin price. Because I'm just guessing that it's going to go negative and a discount, just like Grayscale did. So that's just something I'm going to be watching now. It's like a key indicator, I think, when that happens. Because a lot of people are going to be in cope when that happens. And remember, in GBTC, it wasn't the top marker. It was just like, okay, now there's 3 months left. Okay, once it went from positive to like zero, once it hit zero. So that's just something we can keep an eye on our watch. Look at Michael Saylor's average price, 70,600. You see that? So also we'll be watching if when that goes above $100,000, they'll be collecting more BTC. We'll see. President Trump has made a quote. I think we'll have a few new trade deals. So once again, no one cares about these shitty trade deals anymore. We're now moving into Iran, Israel, fake World War III FUD and everything out here as we try to traverse, you know, these devastating times, which there's a lot of suspicious stuff with these world news events, man. I'm really telling you, man, I think there's something controlling them, man. It's not human, dude. It's just like something's going on. In more news, MetaPlanet have bought 1,112 Bitcoin, bringing a total of 10,000 for its holdings. Now, remember, MetaPlanet is one of the Japanese MicroStrategy things listed on Japan's stock exchange. MetaPlanet, extremely expensive Bitcoin. I think it's trading at 500% premium. So if you want to buy a $500,000 Bitcoin effectively, you go buy MetaPlanet stock. And you can just show you what happens with these things, friends. Some short squeezes out here. So we can type in MetaPlanet into TradingView. You look it up here. We'll change this into a candle. So this is basically MetaPlanet. Oh, wow. Look at this. It had a huge 65% drop. Was this mid? Oh, no, this is something different. Yeah. I think this is the MetaPlanet. I think this is it. This is it. This is the one that just went nuts and nuts and nuts and nuts and nuts. Huge. So that's what happens, man. People like come in and this famous. This is like traditional mania. This is like literally a traditional mania. It's one of the first movers and everything out here. We're witnessing it in real time. It's just that you probably don't know anybody in it. Yeah, because you're in crypto and these people are buying. That's like the one massive runner along MicroStrategy where they're like the appropriate proxy runs for crypto, right? Because they're like, oh, I can only buy 1 or 2 or 3 things that are moving up in stock market world, which represent crypto. It's like you're touching your left ear with your right hand. You know what I mean? Just touch your left ear with your left hand. Why don't you do that? It's because they're lazy and they're too scared to move into crypto and they don't believe in it because they're used to like, oh, they want a company with stock market fundamentals and stuff out here. But, you know, they'll learn the hard way. They'll learn the hard way because they don't understand crypto. They don't understand network effects. They're trying to value everything based off cash flow into a company, right? And these companies are not going to be able to outperform BTC. No freaking chance in hell. Well, mate, what are you going to do, bro? Literally, I want to know what your strategy is long term. Right? Because if you're going to tell me you're going to keep opening up the gate to get bond money to come buy your dog shit, come on, bro. That's Ponzi stuff. That's your strategy? Keep collecting bond money to come buy up the stuff? Okay, what happens when the bond money stops? What happens when Bitcoin's price goes down? What happens when you guys have clobbered in at 180K and then Bitcoin's now at 75K and your shareholders want to sell a third of the Bitcoin to close the gap? That's what happens, man. That's how manias end, friends. You know? But let the whole mania play out. You know, let it all play out. Update. MetaPlanet has officially surpassed Coinbase in Bitcoin holdings. Here is a clown emoji for Coinbase. Coinbase are cuckolds and barely own any crypto, which is true. I mean, you wouldn't believe it unless I showed you, right? I'll show it to you right now. Some of you need to sit down. Look at this. Coinbase have 9,200 Bitcoin. Friends, you know Coinbase, I can't even believe they're a crypto company. Do you know Coinbase, friends, they don't even stack crypto. They stack US dollars. They don't give a shit about crypto. Right? They sell shovels. Oh, man, it's kind of funny. Oh, man, it's just like, it's, you know. Friends, you're literally Coinbase, bro. GameStop have half as much Bitcoin than you. You've been in crypto since literally 2013. You've been around for 12 years in crypto. And you don't even have that much to accumulate. Like, it's what are they doing, man? You know what I mean? They're just, yeah. It feels like they don't need a stacker because they've got everybody's wallets there in case the government ever needs it. But we'll see. What we got to do is let's crank it a bit. Now, this was actually funny, friends. A crypto kid got kidnapped. Okay, and he got held ransom. Guess what? He was in France, which, friends, I'm going to tell you right now, 50% of every kidnapping in crypto I read about is in France, and it's from French immigrants. Okay, I'm not going to shut up. I've noticed by the way, you know, in WankerGuru and CoinTeller shit, when they reported this, they didn't mention France. They said a crypto trader has been kidnapped. I had to go click on the link and go look at it myself and figure out, because initially I saw pounds and I thought, oh, wow, Hexy bastard. What are you doing over there in the UK? Was it another knife robbery? No. A 26-year-old TikTok influencer was kidnapped by 4 men. You guessed it, France. It's in France. See that? Always in France, friends. But here is where the story takes a turn. They let him go because of how poor he was. You know, so you can literally walk around any third world country right now. No one wants your shitty crypto portfolio. We're all poor. We're all poor. In fact, I'll be robbing the thieves myself. I'm like, hey, how'd you get those new shoes? You must be in a great asset class like stocks or gold or Rolex. You know, they only lost, what, 15% of their value on the way down. Well, we lost 99%. We got nothing left. Give me your shoes, Mr. Robber. So it's actually true. They let him go because they discovered his account had such a low balance. So that's wild, man. Actually, in this article, they mentioned, look this, French crypto kidnappings are on the rise. Wow. They've even said, there you go, friends. I wasn't making it up. And by the way, I didn't care if they didn't report this or not. I didn't give a shit. Okay? I didn't give a shit. Oh, I identify as a doorknob today. No. I was a lamp yesterday. Tomorrow I'm going to be a couch. Shut up. Mainstream crypto news are the biggest news, noobs, friends. These mainstream crypto news, bro. How are you news websites when your friend Sommi is giving you the highest value content in crypto? You should just get your soy boy journalists, just get them to watch me. Okay, I'm literally giving the highest value content in crypto. Friends, when I say this, I can't believe, like, the fact that this happens, I'm about to show you, is just proof you and I are going to make it. Crypto news media like WankerGuru, CoinTeller shit, and everything else out here, friends, they are reporting on poly market odds for interest rate decisions. And they've been reporting on it for like a year. Yeah. What they don't know is, dude, like this, I can't believe it, bro. Do you understand poly market is pricing off the CME Fed Watch? Do you know that? Do you know that poly market is pricing on CME Fed Watch? 99% of no change. Do you know there are actual interest rate stirs, STIR. They're called short-term interest rate products. You can actually trade the Fed funds. There's a ladder, there's bids and offers, and they're deliverable for every month. And you bet on the rates. Yeah? You know that, right? And then they are exactly what the market is expecting in terms of the odds for the US Fed decision for that month period. You know that, right? You know that? Crypto news media? How don't you know this? Why are you reporting on Polygon? Polygon prices off this, bro. This is literally the first thing I discovered when I came into markets and day trade. The first thing. Because I was wondering, how do the bonds know that interest rates are going up or down? I read it in an article and then you get to see it like, oh, this is the market. It moves overnight. It moves 24/7. It reacts. If people really think there's going to be a big move, a big institution will be like, oh, I don't think there's like a, 5% chance of a cut. It might be like a 30% chance based off the Fed's commentary last night, and they react and they hit it fast. So, find out more on my juicy news, which is you're watching right now, friends. They've literally been around for decades. This is how everything gets priced off into the future. It's funny that they literally think that what they're trying to do is, oh, poly market's so smart. They're using it. The fact that they can get something like this so monumentally wrong and incorrect, it just proves everything about crypto for you. They were so inefficient, man. They literally have no idea. That's why I'm telling you, man. Not begging you, I'm telling you, okay? When these people ban PulseChain from their text and they're fading us and the communities that we're in, they don't know what the hell they're talking about. They're literally full of shit. They don't know anything. They're not even doing their research, okay? It's almost basic, almost state-sponsored media, which they will be. That's what they hope to be, by the way, right? So don't take them seriously. Hong Kong listed meme strategy has bought 2,400 soy in their latest crypto treasury move. Congratulations, you're buying the high. Enjoy your SOL BTC ratio going down. I hope that SOL ETF is going to be nice exit liquidity for people who know what's going on as well. CoinShares has filed for a soy ETF out here. So this is what happened last time, friends. Like, we'll see. On top of this, President Trump's Truth Social has filed for a Bitcoin and an Ethereum ETF. So everyone's trying to cash in. Everyone's going to cash in. Everyone's trying to front run all the demand and try to get everyone in. That's what we might get, a traditional euphoric top. We might actually get it. Okay. There might be all that news. We'll just get the Bitcoin ETF. Like every single institution launches an ETF. Trump's in. Everyone's in. They're just soaking up all the money. We can see that happening. Now, I've got some cute blockchain backer charts here. He thinks we're about 80% of the move done. He thinks we're literally about 80% done and we're in the final stretch, okay? We're in this part. He thinks we're literally in that final stretch. A few more ranging and then up only. That's XRP's chart, by the way. That's XR picture. At some point, he's expecting, he goes, by the end of July, next month. You know? But remember, it's better to be more conservative, because like if you're expecting tomorrow, and it doesn't happen, you get more rinsed out. These are his cute ABCDs. He still has, friends, our move all the way down. We've actually just hit 110 here. So we're actually just here. So we've actually gone up a bit. So in case we hit 98,000 here, repeating like, you know, there's an ABCD part here, there's an ABCD here, and there's an ABCD thing here. Okay. Just in case we get it again. Just don't get cheated out. There might be more news. Because sometimes what happens, friends, is that the war might like pause. And then like we wait, you know, like 5 days, 3 days, everything's okay. And then they just start again, you know. And they're like, oh, I guess we do got to rinse everyone out. It is pre-programmed FUD. This is also interesting. Polymarket's website visits have been skyrocketing. Yeah. I think news has been getting out. Insider traders from Israel or America, they have been making new accounts, and they've been doing insider trading on the odds about missile attacks. So one trader, there's this suspicious. This guy makes a new account. You can't really call them scum. You know what I mean? Like when you're providing a market, decentralized and stuff, like you're playing against people with insider information. You know. So this person, yeah, whoever they are, they've made about 137,000, and they've been betting on the airstrikes, and they've been getting it right. They make a new account, they buy the odds. They make a new account, they buy the odds. They keep changing accounts every single time they do it. And so everyone's tracking. They go, oh, the new account, and a guy's made a new account and like bought in the odds for there's going to be an airstrike again. So that's who you're up against when you're providing stuff like this. I've got a comment here as well. I'm too hexy for my shirt. Not long ago, you were saying it was meme cycle. So, do you watch my show, sir? I think you have revealed yourself to be a bit of a newbie poopy head. I mean, I literally only mention this 13 times a day. There are 4 concurrent narratives going on in crypto. Meme coin supercycle, stablecoin supercycle, Bitcoin treasury bubble, the crypto IPO bubble, right? They're going on concurrent. Just because I mention one stablecoin super doesn't mean the other, right? You know, it's kind of like, oh, if a loving mother has got 4 children and she wishes happy birthday to the middle-aged daughter, does that mean, I thought you had 4 children. Where's your party for the eldest? Where's your party for the youngest? Oh, you know what I mean? It makes no sense to highlight this stuff out here. By the way, friends, I don't know everything. I know nothing. I'm just a peanut brain. And these are just things I observe, right? So that doesn't mean shit. Like these things, by the way, friends, it's markets, man. These things can literally stop tomorrow. We reset into a freaking 10-month bear market, and then just whole new narratives appear later on. Like, you know? There's no guarantees with any of this. Okay, I hope you like learn from Mr. BornFree's experience as well. Went all in on FGC, fighting game community, you know, Street Fighter. It did not, the next game release, the fighting game community didn't grow as much, right? You can think about some reasons why. The barrier to entry to get into fighting games, it's too much, you know? It's too high. So I actually think with fighting games, because, friends, you get a dopamine hit from everything. No one, because if you got 50,000 games and dopamine functions and Instagram and TikTok and stuff out here, they're all hacking away your dopamine part, right? So no one wants to spend 8 hours in one day to learn how to do a freaking fireball, you know, and then you get smashed against a professional anyway. No one really wants to learn to do that. I almost think for fighting games, they should remove a lot of the patterns with the game pads. They should do that and just make it more like chess, where like a button is a block, a button is a this, and they can make cute little game mechanics. I'm literally like playing chess with a bit of reaction time stuff out here, you know? That'd be easier because we're moving through a world now. Everyone's just chasing dopamine. But by the way, that's why crypto's the best, man. You literally can't get more dopamine than watching this portfolio number go up. Nothing. Not even drugs. Because drugs fry you out, you know? Like, you only get sloshed one night, maybe 2, and then you do it. If you do it, you get sloshed again next weekend. You're like, whoa, you know what I mean? But with there's like a 4-year build-up for these things. And when they come, people like do amazing things. So That's why, friends, humans haven't changed. Our friendship hasn't changed. Ethereum, everybody is still short. Please just be careful. If you want to short this, just please just get out here if it pings you out. Okay, I don't want to see you DCA buy averaging here, betting for 2,500, and then go and you get out with all the CME people, and then you don't even want to watch my videos anymore because you're reminded of that. Okay, so just be careful. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you soon.